I'll let you talk first. What are you talking about?
It's not about talking first. Give me like 15 minutes. Damn.
Kevin Durant, James Harden is the greatest perimeter scorer this league has ever seen. There's never been anything like him. Do you realize for the last 6 years in a row, he has led this league in free throws attempted and free throws made? Unbelievable, off the charts. Would you believe that last year, James Harden led the league in steals? Are you believing that? He led it in plus minus, in win shares and plus minus because he's so good on defense. Do you realize he was 6th in deflections and he was 3rd in loose balls recovered because he played his tail off on defense last year? So don't give me these guys don't play defense. And speaking of Kevin Durant, he has campaigned 2 or 3 straight years for I should at least be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year because he can rim protect.
He's never even made
7 feet tall.
He's never even made first and second team all defensive.
Okay. Well, speaking of first and second team, there's still this guy on the team named DeAndre Jordan. Everybody said, Jared Allen is 22 years old. He can rim protect. Baloney! DeAndre Jordan is only 32 years of age, and it was only 3 and 4 years ago that he made first team all defense.
3 or 4 years ago?
First team all defense. You're in trouble, Shannon.
Hold on.
You're in huge trouble.
Okay, tell the people this. Since you got all the stats over there, tell the people Tuesday night what DeAndre Jordan was.
I don't care.
A healthy stretch.
Oh, stop it. Who cares?
How about this? This is what I care about.
Yeah.
Since you want to put up stats of what Andre Iguodala said, this is, hey, people at home, listen closely. This is what Skip Bayless said yesterday. The Nets are so deep and powerful, I would not break it up for James Harden. Now they get James Harden, you think it's a chance for them to beat LeBron. You hope that Harden.
Well, I didn't know they were going to keep who they got to keep. They kept Spencer Dinwiddie.
And he got ACL surgery.
He is not having surgery. He has a minor tear, and they're saying he might come back later in the year. They kept Spencer Dinwiddie. They kept DeAndre Jordan. Are you kidding me?
Skip Bayless said the Nets are so deep and powerful, I wouldn't break it up for James Harden.
Okay, and guess who they also kept? I thought they would have to give up Joe Harris. There's another guy with initials JH. He's still there in the starting lineup. I thought they would get gutted to get James Harden. What did Joe Harris do once upon a time? Help me out. Oh, he only won the NBA three-point shootout? Are you kidding me? Is there a better catch-and-shoot three-point guy? I know J.J. Redick's in that conversation. Kyle Korver used to be, but he's still out on the street, and I won't be surprised if they go get Kyle Korver. The other thing that just opened up that I didn't know would open up yesterday, they have 3 roster spots wide open now where they can go into the buyout market or just go out on the street right now. They could go get anybody they want to. Ilyasova back from Europe. I'd like to see him on this team. Eachwan Moore. I mentioned Kyle Korver. There are lots of options where you can get 3 designated defenders on this team if you want. And do you know who Bruce Brown is? Does anybody? You're going to learn who Bruce Brown is. He can flat out play perimeter defense at 6 feet 4 inches tall, and he's been playing 20 minutes a game for this team. And all of a sudden, I'm saying, wait a second. Do you realize they didn't give up TLC? Do you know who TLC is?
I know who he is.
Yeah, well, he was the 24th overall pick in the draft 2 years ago. They didn't give him up. He's still going to probably be a starter for them. TLC is playing 20 minutes a night, and he can defend at 6'7". Don't tell me this team can't defend.
They can't. They're 11th to begin with Taurean Prince and Jared Allen. They were 11th. The Lakers are number 1 in defensive efficiency. So let's go with that. But when you look at big threes and you look at the history of it, guys, there's never been these guys like this that step on each other's foot. When you look at the feet, when you look at Kareem and you look at Worthy, you look at Magic, okay, you see like, okay, nobody's in their way. Someone was willing to play the third role. You look at the big 3 Celtics. Someone was willing to play the third role. You look at the big 3 Heat. You look at the big 3 Celtics. Skip, there has to be, I want to know, Kyrie Irving didn't want to be Robin to Batman. He goes from being, not only is he not Robin, hell, he went to being Alfred the Butler. So how's that going to sit with him? And you're under the assumption that he's coming back.
You watch, Kyrie will come back.
Okay.
Obviously, they just acquired, as you pointed out, the all-time greatest, a Hall of Fame insurance policy, but I think it's more than that. I think it's a Hall of Fame catalyst, a motivator to get Kyrie to clear his head. I'm assuming that he is still suffering mentally over the Capitol building riot.
But you're also assuming that this thing is going to blend together since you assume it.
Okay, who Who is the point guard with the greatest handles in NBA history? It's Kyrie Irving. He is a pure one to me who can do it all. And James is a two-guard by trade. That's what he is. He's a two-guard scorer. So you have a 1, a 2, and you have a Kevin Durant who can play every position. He can bring the ball up or he can play the 5. He can block shots. He can protect the rim. I don't know why that won't fit. They all have a role because they've all played those roles in the past.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, and they'll know it's beautiful, and they will. Kyrie will be back sooner than later. You know it, and I know it.
I know. Really? You think the Nets knew he was going to do this?
You better hope and pray that he's gone.
There ain't no hoping. I'm asking you a simple question. Do you think the Nets thought he would do this?
Do this? Absolutely not.
Okay, then. Yeah. So what you assuming, since you love assuming, I know he's going to be back.
Okay, well, do you know he's not going to be there?
Skip, all I know is where he is now. And he's not on the Brooklyn Nets team. Let's deal with what we know.
Well, you better hope he's not.
I don't hope anything. I hope Kyrie, whatever he has going on, he can get it rectified and get back as soon as possible. But this notion that James Harden is a different player now than he was when he left Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving is a different player. You actually think Kyrie thought he was on a level with Bron. Kyrie thinks he's on a level with James Harden. So you think he's going to assume he's going to be the third? I don't care how accomplished you are. Somebody has to be 1, 2, and 3. That's the way these work. You know that, I know that. But now all of a sudden, Kyrie, who never wanted to play second fiddle, is going to be the third fiddle.
Do they want to win a championship? You better believe
So he didn't want to win a championship, huh? So Kyrie didn't want to win another championship, huh?
No, they want to go win one without LeBron. They would like to beat LeBron. You don't think these three would like to go get LeBron? They would love to face LeBron in the finals.
That's what you would love.
Yeah.
That's what you would love.
That's what they would love.
That's what you would love.
No, you know it and I know it, especially Kevin Durant. He eats up LeBron James in finals.
All I know is look here.
Do you remember the last time we saw Kevin against LeBron James in a final?
He had a stacked team, Skip.
Oh, really? That team desperate. That team crawled to him to come save them. Am I right? That's what you always tell me. But Draymond was crying tears in the parking lot.
Did that change the fact that Steph Curry was a unanimous MVP? Did that change the fact they had won 73 games that season before? Does that change the fact? You keep saying Joe Harris, Joe Harris. Who's a better shooter, Klay Thompson or Joe Harris?
Well, I'll take Klay Thompson.
Okay, then.
Is Joe Harris on just catch and shoot? Is he right in the conversation?
The greatest catch and shoot of all times is Klay Thompson. Now, the greatest shooter of all time is Steph Curry. So which guy shoots better than Steph Curry? Skip, it works because if you look at James Harden, when James Harden had Russell Westbrook and he had Chris Paul, and he didn't have the ball, tell the people at home what he did. No, what he did.
You tell him.
No. I want you to
the floor is yours.
No.
You say I'm talking too much.
Finish it. I want you to finish that.
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
When Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook would have the ball, what was James Harden doing? Standing his butt in the corner.
Oh, really?
When Kevin Durant...
How did James Harden and Chris Paul get Golden State down in impossible trouble in the conference finals? Do you remember this? 3 games to 1 down. Do you remember that?
And they got him down.
And Chris Paul pulled his hamstring. Remember that?
And you know what,
so
James?
I don't know how James did that.
James Harden was so happy with what they accomplished. He said, if you don't get Chris Paul up out of here, I want out of here. That's how happy he was. See, all you want to do is look. You would take a glimmer. You would take a little crack. And you see they did that. But he ran Chris Paul up out of town. Russ got up out of town.
Who doesn't want to run Chris Paul out of town? Where has he been where people loved him?
Well, Kobe Bryant wanted him. Kobe Bryant wanted him.
What, did Kobe want Dwight Howard, who went to Houston? And you say, oh, what happened with Dwight Howard?
Skip.
Nope, didn't want him. Did Kevin Durant want Russell Westbrook? Nope, he said, I got to get out of here.
Okay, hold on. Skip, Kevin Durant is by himself because Kevin Durant can play in any system because he's not as ball dominant as those other 2 guys. His usage rate has never been what it is with James Harden and Kyrie. I get that. But what you're doing is that you're putting all these guys together. The reason why the big threes work and they win titles, and you look at the big 3 Celtics, even with KG, Ray, and Paul Pierce, Skip, they did different things. They didn't need the ball. Kyrie needs the ball in order for him to be most effective. James Harden needs the ball. First of all, James Harden can't continuously run like Steph and Klay or he going to drop dead unless he drop 35. You know that, I know that.
Okay? You don't think he'll drop weight just by playing? Has there ever been anyone who played longer, harder than James Harden as far as just balling, just loving to play basketball?
Skip.
Who's played more minutes over the last 8 years that he's been in Houston? Has anybody played more minutes in the league? Nobody has played more minutes than James Harden. He's like an old school, I just want to play basketball player.
I just want to see when James Harden has the ball, dribble, pat that thing behind his back, oh, in between his legs, I want to see what Kevin Durant, and I want to see what Kyrie doing when he doing that. And then when Kyrie added on his and one tour, I want to see what James Harden and KD doing. That's what all I want to see. That's it.
So do I. I want to see that because it's going to be magic.
But I tell you what you did see last night. You saw go Jay let them three go. You saw AD. You saw AD. We rolling.
Against Oklahoma City.
Whoa. Like you tell me, are they in the NBA?
Huh.
You didn't say that about
Oklahoma City?
You didn't say that, but when Tom Brady threw for 1,000,000 yards against the Falcons or the Lions.
How lucky is LeBron James? He just got to play at Houston back-to-back while James Harden had quit on the Rockets. Way to go, LeBron. Congratulations.
Whoa. That ain't got nothing to do with me. We worry about our team. See, that's the problem.
Help me out. Who's leading this league in three-point shooting right now? Speaking of Los Angeles. Oh, it's the Clippers. Do you believe they're leading in three-point? And they just shot the Pelicans right out of the gym last night.
Yeah. Who's leading? Who has the best record in the NBA?